Did you know that after the age of 65, your risk of having a heart attack doubles? Now that's not a scare tactic. That's a fact. But here's the thing, most people assume it's just part of getting older. It's just my age, they say. But the truth is far more powerful and far more hopeful. It's not aging that's causing your heart attack risk to soar. It's the daily choices you make, or sometimes the choices you don't make. Every sip, every step, every breath, it all adds up. And if you're over 65, those small decisions can be the difference between living strong and facing a heart attack. Today, we're going to uncover the top 10 habits that could protect your heart and add years to your life. These aren't complicated or expensive. In fact, most are things you can do at home without medication. We're not just talking about avoiding heart attacks. We're talking about living fully independently and vibrantly, even after 65. So grab a pen, take notes, because the first habit might just surprise you. Let's start with the truth. Why your heart attack risk really doubles after 65. Part 1. Why heart attack risk doubles after 65. Most people think that age is the biggest factor for heart attacks, but that's only half the story. Yes, as we age, our bodies change. Our arteries naturally stiffen, our blood vessels become less flexible. The heart has to work harder to pump blood. But here's the real kicker. It's not just the biological changes that matter. It's the lifestyle habits that make the biggest difference. Think of it like this. Imagine two people, both 70 years old. One has been active, drinks plenty of water, eats fresh foods, and stays away from cigarettes. The other spends most of the day sitting, barely drinks water, loves salty snacks, and still smokes occasionally. Biologically, they're the same age, but their hearts. One is likely strong and pumping efficiently. The other at high risk for a heart attack. Why? Because aging isn't the real culprit. It's the choices we make as we age. In fact, the American Heart Association points out that more than 80% of heart disease cases are preventable. That's right, preventable. And it starts with understanding what makes your heart vulnerable after 65. When you're younger, your body is more forgiving. You can skip exercise, eat junk food, and still feel fine. But after 65, your heart loses its buffer. Small mistakes like skipping water or eating too much salt, those don't just go unnoticed. They compound, they build up, and over time they turn into high blood pressure, clogged arteries, and yes, heart attacks. But here's the good news. It's not too late. You can reverse the damage. You can protect your heart starting today. And that's exactly what we're going to walk through step by step. From hydration to daily movement to lowering stress and checking your numbers. We're going to break down the habits that could save your heart and maybe even your life. So let's get started. Because the sooner you act, the stronger your heart will be. Part 2. Hydration, the simple habit that can save your heart. Water, the simplest, most accessible resource on Earth. And yet it's the one thing most people over 65 aren't getting enough of. You see, as we age, our bodies become less efficient at conserving water. The sense of thirst diminishes even when the body is desperate for hydration. By the time you actually feel thirsty, you're already dehydrated. But why does this matter for your heart? Because when your body is dehydrated, your blood thickens. Think of it like oil versus water. The thicker the fluid, the harder it is to pump. Your heart has to work over time just to push that thickened blood through your veins. And this isn't just about feeling sluggish or tired. This is about your heart wearing down, struggling, pumping harder against thicker blood, increasing the pressure against your artery walls. That's why dehydration is a silent threat to your heart health. It can elevate your blood pressure. It can trigger clot formations, and over time it can lead to something far worse. A heart attack. A real story to remember. I want you to imagine a woman named Margaret. She's 72, loves her garden, enjoys her morning coffee. But she rarely drank water, not because she didn't like it, but because she just never felt thirsty. One hot summer day, she was out in her garden pruning her roses. A sharp pain shot through her chest. Her hands went cold, her vision blurred. She was rushed to the hospital diagnosed with a mild heart attack. The doctor asked her a simple question. "How much water do you drink each day?" Margaret thought about it. "A cup in the morning, maybe a little with lunch." The doctor shook his head. "Your body has been running on fumes. Dehydration thickened your blood, put strain on your heart, and today it finally gave out." After that day, Margaret made a promise to herself: 6 to 8 glasses of water every single day. Now she's 75, still gardening, still healthy. No more scares. How much water do you really need? The general rule of thumb is simple: 6 to 8 glasses a day. But it's not just about drinking water, it's about drinking it consistently. Here's a trick. Start your morning with a tall glass of water. Before breakfast, before coffee, before anything else. It jumpstarts your hydration, it thins your blood, and it wakes up your organs. Throughout the day, make it a habit. Sip during meals, keep a bottle with you set. Reminders if you need to. And if you're someone who finds water, well, boring, try adding a slice of lemon cucumber or fresh mint. It's refreshing, and it makes the habit easier to keep. Common mistakes to avoid. Now let's talk about what not to do. Waiting until you're thirsty. Like I said, if you're feeling thirsty, you're already dehydrated. Replacing water with coffee or tea. Yes, those are liquids, but caffeine is a diuretic. It actually dehydrates you. Chugging water all at once. Your body absorbs hydration better when you sip gradually throughout the day. Remember, your heart is pumping every second, every minute. It doesn't get a break, and it certainly doesn't need the extra workload of pushing thick, sticky blood. If hydration is the foundation of heart health, then movement is the engine that keeps it running smoothly. Drinking water is only the beginning. To truly protect your heart, you need to get it pumping, not from stress, but from strength. And that's what we're diving into next. How just 30 minutes of movement a day can be the difference between health and heart failure. Part 3. Smoke-free life. Quitting for good. No matter your age. Imagine this. You're sitting in your favorite chair, the morning light spilling through the window. You take a deep breath, but it feels tight. The air doesn't fill your lungs the way it used to. Your chest feels heavier. For many seniors, this is the reality of a lifetime spent smoking. But here's the shocking truth. It's not just about the lungs. Smoking is one of the most aggressive killers of heart health. Why smoking is a direct attack on your heart. Every puff of a cigarette sends thousands of toxic chemicals straight into your bloodstream. Nicotine, tar, carbon monoxide. They're not just harming your lungs, they're hardening your arteries. When you smoke, your arteries begin to stiffen. Plaque builds up, narrowing the space for blood to flow. Your heart strains working overtime to push blood through constricted vessels. And that strain, that's high blood pressure. That's heart disease. That's stroke. Even if you stopped smoking 20 years ago, the damage lingers. The scars on your arteries don't just vanish. But here's the good news. It's never too late to change. The body's incredible ability to heal. Quitting smoking at any age is like giving your heart a breath of fresh air. Within 20 minutes, your heart rate drops. In 24 hours, your risk of a heart attack already begins to decline. And in just 1 year, your risk of heart disease is cut in half. Let me tell you about Frank. Frank was 68 when he decided to quit. He'd been smoking since he was 18. That's 50 years of cigarettes, every single day. He tried to quit dozens of times, but the cravings always won. It wasn't until his grandson was born that Frank made a promise. He wanted to be around to watch him grow up. The first week was brutal. The cravings were sharp, almost unbearable, but he pushed through. He drank water, chewed gum, took long walks. After a month, he could breathe deeper. After 6 months, his doctor told him his blood pressure was finally in the normal range. And after 1 year, Frank walked his grandson to his first day of school, breathing freely, heart strong, smoke-free. Common mistakes when trying to quit. Let's talk about the mistakes many people make. Going cold turkey without support. It sounds strong, but studies show that using support like nicotine patches or gum doubles your chances of success, not replacing the habit. Smoking isn't just physical, it's a habit. Replace it with walking, drinking water, or even squeezing a stress ball. Ignoring secondhand smoke. If your environment is still filled with smoke, your heart is still at risk. Make your home and car a smoke-free zone. If you're watching this and you still smoke, or maybe someone you love does, there is hope. Your body is built to heal. Your heart wants to heal. Ways to quit, successfully support. Groups programs like Smoke-Free 60+ are designed for seniors trying to quit. Nicotine replacement therapy, patches, gum, and lozenges can help ease the cravings, counseling, and hotlines. Talking to someone who understands the struggle can make all the difference. Set a quit date. Mark it on your calendar. Tell your family. Make it real. And most importantly, forgive yourself if you slip. The journey to a smoke-free life isn't always perfect, but it's always worth it. So you've put out the cigarette. You've decided to breathe easier, live longer, and protect your heart. But what comes next? Now that you're smoke-free, your heart needs movement. Not just any movement, but the kind that strengthens, heals, and rejuvenates. In the next part, we're going to dive deep into how just 30 minutes of daily movement can be the key to not just living longer, but living stronger. Get ready, because your heart is about to get stronger with every step. Part 4. Daily movement, building a heart stronger with every step. Think about this for a moment. Your heart is a muscle, and just like any muscle, it thrives on movement. But here's the reality. Most people over 65 don't move enough. We sit for hours, watching TV, scrolling through our phones, reading the paper. Our legs stop moving. Our blood flow slows down. Our heart gets weaker. But it doesn't have to be this way. Why movement matters more. After 65. The heart is one of the most resilient organs in your body, but it's also one of the most demanding. Every single minute, your heart pumps around 5 liters of blood through your body. That's about 2,000 gallons every single day. But when you're not moving, that blood isn't circulating the way it should. Plaque starts to build up. Pressure starts to rise, and your risk of a heart attack, it climbs. Silently. Studies show that even 30 minutes of movement a day can lower your blood pressure, reduce your cholesterol, improve your circulation, and even cut your risk of heart disease by nearly 30%. The best part? It doesn't have to be a gym membership. It doesn't have to be running marathons. It just has to be consistent. A simple walk can save your life. Let me tell you about Mary. Mary is 74. For most of her life, she wasn't very active. She worked behind a desk, drove everywhere, and rarely exercised. At 70, she had a health scare. Her doctor told her bluntly, "Mary, if you don't start moving, you're heading straight for heart failure." That day, Mary did something she hadn't done in years. She laced up her old sneakers, opened her front door, and started walking, just around the block. It wasn't fast. It wasn't far, but it was a start. Every day she added a little more. 1 block turned into 2. 2 blocks turned into a mile. She made friends in the neighborhood, waved to the mailman, and for the first time in years, she felt alive. Today, Mary walks 3 miles every morning. Her blood pressure is down, her heart is stronger, and she hasn't had a single heart issue since. Choosing the right movement for you. The key isn't how fast or how intense you move. The key is consistency. Here are some of the best low-impact exercises for heart health. Walking. A brisk 30-minute walk each day strengthens the heart. Swimming. Perfect for those with joint pain, gentle on the body, powerful for the heart. Yoga or Tai Chi improves balance, flexibility, and reduces stress on the heart. Cycling, low impact, but fantastic for circulation and leg strength. If you have trouble walking, try seated exercises. Even gentle stretches and arm movements can boost blood flow. The goal is to keep moving. Your heart doesn't need perfection, it needs persistence. Common mistakes to avoid. Before you put on those walking shoes, let's go over a few common mistakes. Doing too much, too soon. Start slow. It's better to walk 10 minutes every day than 30 minutes once a week. Ignoring pain. Listen to your body. Pain is its way of telling you to slow down. Skipping warm-ups and cool-downs. A few minutes of stretching before and after helps prevent injury. Only moving indoors, fresh air and sunlight are incredible for mental and physical health. Building a routine that lasts. Here's a simple routine to get you started. Morning 5 to 10 minutes of gentle stretching. Midday, a 20-minute walk around your neighborhood or local park. Evening light stretching or Tai Chi to relax your body and mind. And don't forget, set reminders. A simple alarm on your phone can make all the difference. And if you're someone who struggles with motivation, find a walking buddy, join a community class, turn movement into a habit, not a chore. Now you're moving. Your heart is pumping, blood is flowing, but there's one hidden danger still lurking. Salt. Something so simple yet so dangerous when ignored. In the next part, we're diving deep into how too much salt can silently sabotage your heart, and the simple steps to take it back under control. Get ready, because what you learn next might just change the way you look at your dinner plate forever. Part 5, Mastering Sodium Control. How less salt means a healthier heart. Salt. It's on nearly every dinner table. It's sprinkled on our food without a second thought. But did you know that this tiny white crystal could be putting your heart at risk? For decades, salt has been called the silent killer. And there's a reason for that. Why? Too much salt harms your heart. When you consume salt, your body holds on to water to balance the sodium in your bloodstream. This extra water increases the volume of blood flowing through your arteries. And just like turning up the pressure in a garden hose, your blood pressure rises. But it doesn't stop there. Over time, that constant pressure hardens your arteries. It thickens the walls, making it harder for blood to flow. And when your heart has to pump harder against that pressure, it weakens. It tires, and one day, it could give out. The American Heart Association recommends no more than 1/500 milligrams of sodium a day for those over 65. That's less than a teaspoon. But here's the shocking truth. Most Americans consume nearly double that amount every single day. Hidden sodium, where it's sneaking into your diet. You might be thinking, but I don't even use that much salt. And that's true. You might not add it to your food. But the real danger isn't the salt shaker. It's the hidden sodium in everyday foods. Here's where it's hiding. Canned soups. A single can have more than 1,000 milligrams of sodium. Frozen dinners. Convenient, yes. But often loaded with salt to preserve flavor. Bread and pastries. Not just sugar, sodium is used as a preservative. Salad, dressings and sauces. Just 2 tablespoons of soy sauce contain nearly half your daily limit. Processed meats, bacon, ham, sausages. These are salt traps, simple swaps to reduce your sodium. Here's the good news. You don't have to give up flavor to protect your heart. You just have to make smart swaps. Try these instead of canned soup. Make your own with fresh vegetables and herbs. Instead of processed lunch meats, try fresh turkey or chicken breast. Instead of table salt, use garlic powder, onion powder, or smoked paprika. Instead of white bread, choose whole grain bread with low sodium. And when you cook flavor with herbs like basil, oregano, rosemary, and thyme, add a squeeze of lemon for brightness, a dash of vinegar for tang. These are natural ways to boost flavor without adding a single grain of salt. Common mistakes to avoid. Even with the best intentions, people still make mistakes. Not reading labels. Sodium is hiding in healthy foods, always check. Restaurant traps. Fast food and even sit-down meals often use high sodium ingredients. Low sodium labels. Some products labeled low sodium are still high in salt. Read the milligrams, not the marketing. Building a heart-healthy kitchen. Here's a simple way to start. Go through your pantry. Check the labels of soups, sauces, and snacks. If it has more than 150 milliliters of sodium per serving, consider replacing it. And don't do it all at once. Every week, swap out one high-sodium item for a healthier option. Your heart and your taste buds will thank you. Now you've taken control of your salt. Your heart is under less strain. Your arteries are breathing a sigh of relief. But here's the thing. Even if you're eating right, drinking water, and moving your body, there's still one habit that can be the silent threat. It's the habit of skipping regular checkups, because sometimes danger is lurking beneath the surface, and you don't even know it. In the next part, we're diving deep into why regular screenings are the ultimate form of heart protection, because prevention is far easier than cure. Part 6. Regular screenings. Catching problems before they catch you. Imagine you're driving a car. The engine light flickers on just for a second. You ignore it. The car seems fine. For now. But weeks later, on a busy highway, the engine fails. Catastrophic damage. The car is towed away. Now think of your heart as that engine. For years it's been working tirelessly, pumping blood, delivering oxygen, keeping you alive. But just like that engine light, sometimes your heart sends out warnings. High blood pressure, elevated cholesterol, irregular heartbeats, and just like that engine, ignoring those signals can lead to disaster. Why regular screenings matter more. After 65. After the age of 65, your heart doesn't heal as quickly. Your arteries stiffen. Your blood vessels lose elasticity. Plaque builds up faster, narrowing the pathways for blood. But here's the problem. Most of these changes happen silently. You don't feel pain. You don't see symptoms. Everything seems fine, until it isn't. According to the American Heart Association, nearly 50% of adults over 65 have high blood pressure. And many don't even know it. High cholesterol. It's called the silent killer for a reason. Plaque can build up for years without a single symptom, and then one day it ruptures. A stroke, a heart attack. Essential screenings you should never miss. If you're over 65, these are non-negotiable. 1. Blood pressure. Monitoring, aim for readings below 120/80. Anything above 130/80 is cause for concern. Check it monthly if you're managing hypertension. 2. Cholesterol testing, LDL bad cholesterol. Below 100 mg/dl. HDL good cholesterol above 60 mg/dl. Get this test done annually. 3. Blood sugar tests. High glucose levels can damage your arteries even if you're not diabetic. Fasting glucose should be under 100 mg/dl. Check it every 6 months if you're at risk. 4. Electrocardiogram, EKG. This test detects abnormal heart rhythms and blockage issues. If you've had symptoms like dizziness, fatigue, or shortness of breath, don't wait. Even if you feel fine, get it done every 2 years. 5. Stress test. If you're active but sometimes feel winded or lightheaded, this test can reveal underlying issues. It shows how well your heart handles physical exertion. Common mistakes people make. Even when people know the importance of screenings, many still make mistakes, skipping checkups. Because they feel fine, heart disease doesn't always come with symptoms. Feeling fine doesn't mean you are fine. not understanding their numbers. Getting the test is step 1. Understanding what those numbers mean is step 2. Ignoring family history. If heart disease runs in your family, you should be extra vigilant. Relying only on home monitors, while they're good for daily checks, they don't replace professional equipment. How to build a routine of regular screenings. Here's how you can make sure you never miss an important checkup. Set calendar reminders. Use your phone to set annual, biannual, and monthly reminders. Create a health folder. Keep all your blood pressure readings, cholesterol levels, and test results in one place. Talk to your doctor. Ask them for a schedule and stick to it. Get a health buddy. Find a friend or family member who also wants to stay on track. Remember, it's not just about living longer. It's about living better. Every checkup is a chance to catch a problem before it becomes a crisis. Now you've armed yourself with knowledge. You're committed to regular screenings. Your heart is getting the attention it deserves. But there's one more thing, something that many people don't realize is just as dangerous as smoking or high cholesterol. Stress. That silent, invisible burden that weighs on your mind and strains your heart. In the next part, we're going to uncover the hidden link between stress and heart attacks, and how mastering calmness could be the key to mastering your heart health. Get ready, because what you're about to learn could change the way you manage your heart for the rest of your life. Part 7. Managing stress, your heart's hidden enemy. Close your eyes for a moment. Picture the last time you felt truly stressed. Maybe it was an argument with a loved one, or a stack of bills that seemed to grow larger every month. Your heart races. Your breath shortens. Your hands feel clammy. That's not just a feeling. That's your heart, under attack. How stress hurts your heart. When you experience stress, your body reacts. It releases 2 powerful hormones, adrenaline and cortisol. These hormones are designed to help you in moments of danger. They speed up your heart rate. They raise your blood pressure. They tighten your blood vessels. Now imagine this happening day after day. Your heart is constantly forced to work harder. Your blood pressure remains elevated, and your arteries start to narrow. This isn't just uncomfortable. It's dangerous. Long-term stress leads to chronic inflammation, and that inflammation can cause plaque buildup, which eventually can trigger a heart attack. Mastering calmness techniques to protect your heart. If you're over 65, you don't have to live in a constant state of worry. There are simple, powerful ways to take control. Here are the top 5 techniques proven to lower stress. 1. Deep breathing exercises. Inhale deeply for 4 seconds. Hold for 4 seconds. Exhale slowly for 4 seconds. Repeat for 5 minutes. Just this simple act can lower your heart rate and relax your arteries. 2. Mindful meditation. Spend 10 minutes each morning sitting quietly. Focus on your breath. If thoughts come, acknowledge them, but let them pass. 3. Nature. Walks. Being outside isn't just good for the soul. It's proven to lower cortisol levels and blood pressure. Find a local park or just walk around your neighborhood. 4. Stretching and yoga. Gentle stretching or yoga releases tension. It also improves blood flow and reduces inflammation. 5. Journaling your thoughts. Sometimes simply writing down your worries helps release them. Spend 5 minutes each night jotting down your thoughts before bed. Common mistakes to avoid. Managing stress isn't always easy. Here are some common mistakes: bottling it up. Pretending you're not stressed doesn't make it go away. Ignoring sleep. Poor sleep increases stress hormones. Get 7 to 8 hours each night. Overloading your schedule. Learn to say no. Your heart deserves the time to rest. Not asking for help. Sometimes a simple conversation with a friend can lighten the load. And remember, you don't have to do it alone. Support groups, community classes, and even local senior centers often offer stress relief programs. Building a routine of calmness. Here's a simple routine to get started. Morning, 5 minutes of deep breathing and gentle stretching. Afternoon, a 20-minute walk in fresh air. Evening, write down any worries or frustrations. Before bed, 5 minutes of light stretching or meditation to clear your mind. The key, consistency. Stress is relentless, but so is the power of calm. Now that you've mastered stress, your heart is stronger. Your mind is clearer. Your blood is flowing smoothly. But there's still one more step. One more silent threat that creeps into your bloodstream. Blood sugar. Even if you don't have diabetes, high blood sugar can silently sabotage your heart. In the next part, we're diving deep into how blood sugar levels can make or break your heart health. Get ready. Because what you learn next could change the way you look at food forever. Part 8. Blood sugar control. The silent threat to your heart. Imagine sitting down for breakfast as a slice of toast, a glass of orange juice. It seems innocent enough, right? But what if I told you that the very first meal of your day could be silently attacking your heart? It's true. High blood sugar isn't just a concern for diabetics. It's a silent threat that weakens your heart, hardens your arteries, and sets the stage for heart disease. Why blood sugar matters for your heart. When you consume sugary foods or refined carbohydrates, your body breaks them down into glucose. This glucose floods your bloodstream, causing your blood sugar levels to spike. Now, your body reacts. Your pancreas releases insulin to bring that blood sugar back down. But here's the problem. Over time, if your diet is consistently high in sugar, your cells become resistant to insulin. This is what doctors call insulin resistance. And it's dangerous. Excess glucose stays in your blood. It clings to your arteries, making them stiff and narrow. It forms tiny scars inside your blood vessels, and every time your heart pumps, it's fighting against those scars. The result? High blood pressure, clogged arteries, and a heart that's under constant strain. How to keep your blood sugar in check. The good news, you have control. It starts with small intentional changes. 1. Limit simple carbohydrates. White bread, white rice pastries, they break down quickly into sugar. Swap them for whole grains oats, brown rice quinoa. These release sugar, slowly giving your body time to process. 2. Eat more fiber. Fiber slows down the absorption of sugar. Add beans, lentils, green vegetables, and berries to your plate. Aim for 25-30 grams of fiber per day. 3. Avoid sugary drinks. A single can of soda has 39 grams of sugar, almost double the recommended daily amount. Opt for water, herbal tea, or black coffee instead. 4. Watch your portions. Overeating even healthy foods can spike your blood sugar. Use a smaller plate. Serve appropriate portions. 5. Walk after meals. Studies show that a 15-minute walk after eating helps lower blood sugar levels. It doesn't have to be intense. A gentle stroll around your neighborhood is enough. Common mistakes to avoid. Even when trying to eat healthier, many make mistakes. Drinking fruit juice instead of eating whole. Fruit juice spikes your blood sugar quickly. Whole fruits contain fiber that slows absorption. Skipping breakfast. Skipping meals leads to blood sugar swings. Eat a balanced breakfast to stabilize levels throughout the day. Relying on low-fat labels. Low-fat foods are often high in sugar to compensate for flavor. Always check the label. Ignoring snacks, granola bars, crackers, and even healthy protein bars often contain hidden sugars. Building a routine that lasts. Here's a simple routine to get started. Morning, choose whole grains like oatmeal with a handful of berries. Lunch, a fresh salad with lean protein grilled chicken or fish. Dinner, vegetables with a serving of whole grains, brown rice or quinoa. Snacks, nuts, sliced veggies or an apple. And don't forget to move. Just 15 minutes of walking after a meal can significantly reduce blood sugar levels. You're not just protecting your heart, you're giving it room to breathe, to pump freely, to last longer. Now that you've learned how to stabilize your blood sugar, your heart is working easier. Your arteries are staying clear. But there's one more thing. Something that flows through your veins silently. Something that builds up over time and clogs your heart. Cholesterol. In the next part, we're diving deep into how controlling your cholesterol is like cleaning the pipes of your heart, making sure blood flows freely and heart attacks are kept far away. Get ready, because what you discover next could change the way you look at every meal. Part 9. Cholesterol Mastery. Cleaning your heart's pipes. Imagine for a moment. Your heart is like a powerful engine. Every day it pumps nearly 2,000 gallons of blood through your veins. But just like any engine, it needs clean pipes, unclogged, unrestricted, and free-flowing. That's where cholesterol comes in. But not all cholesterol is created equal. Some of it keeps those pipes clean and strong, while some of it clogs them up inch by inch, day by day. Understanding cholesterol. The good, the bad, and the ugly. There are two main types of cholesterol. LDL, low-density lipoprotein. The bad cholesterol. Think of it as the sticky sludge that lines your arteries. Over time it hardens, forming plaque that narrows the pathways for blood. This is what leads to blockages, and when a blockage is big enough, it stops blood flow entirely. That's a heart attack. 2-HDL high-density lipoprotein. The good cholesterol. This is your heart's cleanup crew. It travels through your bloodstream, picking up excess LDL and carrying it back to the liver for disposal. The higher your HDL, the cleaner your arteries stay. To put it simply, if LDL is the junk, HDL is the garbage truck. You want less junk and more trucks. The real danger: plaque. Build-up. Plaque is more than just a build-up. It's like a ticking time bomb inside your arteries. At first, you won't feel a thing. There's no pain, no obvious symptoms. But the plaque is growing layer by layer. And as it hardens, your arteries lose their flexibility. Blood struggles to push through. Pressure builds. One day a piece of that plaque ruptures. Your body reacts, clotting the area to stop the leak. But that clot, it can block the entire artery. And that's when the heart attack strikes. How to master your cholesterol. It's not magic, it's maintenance. Here's how you take control. 1. Eat more. Soluble. Fiber, oats, beans, lentils, and fruits like apples and berries. Soluble fiber binds to cholesterol in your digestive system and helps flush it out. 2. Add healthy fats. Not all fats are bad. Avocados, nuts, olive oil, and fatty fish like salmon contain omega-3s. These fats raise HDL good cholesterol and reduce LDL bad cholesterol. 3. Avoid trans fats. Found in processed foods, baked goods, and fried snacks. These raise your LDL and lower your HDL double the damage. 4. Move your body. Exercise boosts HDL levels. Even a 30-minute walk every day can make a difference. 5. Stop smoking. Smoking damages your blood vessels and lowers your good cholesterol. The sooner you quit, the faster your heart can recover. Common mistakes to avoid. Even with the best intentions, people often make these mistakes ignoring labels. Many foods labeled low-fat are high in sugar, which increases cholesterol. Overeating red meat, limit beef and pork, choose fish or poultry instead. Skipping checkups. High cholesterol is silent. You need regular blood tests to know your levels. Trusting margarine over butter. Some margarines contain trans fats. Choose plant-based spreads instead. Building a heart-healthy plate. Here's a simple way to build your meals. Breakfast oats topped with berries and a sprinkle of flax seeds. Lunch, a salad with leafy greens, avocado, and grilled salmon. Dinner, steamed vegetables, brown rice, and baked chicken. Snacks, almonds, walnuts, or apple slices with peanut butter. Drink plenty of water, and if you're craving something sweet, reach for fresh fruit instead of pastries or candy. Now that you've cleaned the pipes of your heart, your arteries are clearer. Your heart is pumping stronger. But there's still one last thing to watch. Something that sneaks up quietly, causing damage year after year. High blood pressure. It's called the silent killer for a reason. In the next part, we'll dive deep into how monitoring your blood pressure can be the simplest, most powerful way to prevent a heart attack. Get ready, because the life you save could be your own. Part 10. Monitor your blood pressure, closely preventing the silent killer. Think about the last time you checked your blood pressure. Was it last month, last year, or maybe never? For many people, high blood pressure is something they don't think about. There's no pain. There are no warning signs. It's silent until it's not. That's why doctors call it the silent killer. And the reason is simple. You don't feel your arteries getting tighter. You don't sense your heart working harder, but it's happening every single day. Why high blood pressure is so dangerous. Your heart is a powerful pump, sending blood through 60,000 miles of arteries and veins. But when those arteries narrow, when plaque builds up and blood flow is restricted, the pressure increases. Imagine squeezing a garden hose while the water is still running. The pressure builds, the hose strains, and sooner or later, it bursts. That's what high blood pressure does to your arteries. It stretches them, weakens them, and eventually, they can burst. A stroke, a heart attack, permanent damage. The worst part, most people don't even know they have it. It's estimated that 1 in 3 adults has high blood pressure, and many don't realize it until it's too late. How to monitor your blood pressure effectively. You don't need to wait for a doctor's appointment. Monitoring your blood pressure can be done at home easily and effectively. Here's how. 1. Get a reliable home monitor. Choose one that fits around your upper arm. Wrist monitors are less accurate. 2. Measure at the same time. Every day, pick a time, morning or evening, and stay consistent. Sit quietly for 5 minutes before measuring. 3. Avoid common mistakes. Don't take your blood pressure right after eating or right after exercise. Avoid measuring if you're stressed or anxious, your numbers will spike. 4. Take multiple readings. Take 2 or 3 readings a minute apart. Record the average for accuracy, understanding the numbers. When you check your blood pressure, you get 2 numbers. Systolic, top number, pressure when your heart beats. Diastolic, bottom number, pressure when your heart is resting between beats. Here's what they mean. Normal, less than 120/80. Elevated, 120/129, less than 80. High blood pressure, stage 1, 130, 139, 80, 89. High blood pressure. Stage 2, 1 to 40 or higher, 90 or higher. Hypertensive crisis, 180 or higher, 120 or higher. Seek emergency care immediately. The key is to catch it before it reaches those higher stages. The earlier you act, the more you can protect your heart. Common mistakes to avoid. Even when you have good intentions, some mistakes can lead to false readings. Measuring over clothes, always measure on bare skin. Crossing your legs. This increases pressure and gives a false reading. Talking while measuring, stay silent and still. Not sitting properly. Your feet should be flat on the floor, back supported. Building a routine for success. Here's a simple plan to keep your blood pressure in check. Morning, measure your blood pressure before breakfast. Lunch, avoid salty foods and processed snacks. Evening, take a 20-minute walk to help your blood flow. Before bed, measure again if your doctor recommends it. And remember, track your readings, write them down, or use a health app. Over time, you'll see patterns and you'll know if changes are working. Now that you've taken control of your blood pressure, your heart is under less strain, your arteries are breathing easier, But there's one last thing, one final habit that makes all the difference. It's the habit of daily commitment. Because protecting your heart isn't a one-time decision. It's a choice you make every single day. In the final part, we're going to talk about how consistency is the secret ingredient to not just living longer, but living stronger. Get ready, because this last step, it ties everything together. Part 11. Daily action, the true secret to protecting your heart. Imagine this. You wake up every morning, your heart strong, your mind clear, your energy steady. That's not just luck. It's not just good genetics. It's a choice you make every single day. You see, protecting your heart isn't about one-time decisions. It's not about drinking water just once, or exercising for a week and then stopping. It's about daily action. Small steps repeated over time that add up to something powerful. The power of daily habits. When you brush your teeth, you don't think about it. You just do it. When you lock your door at night, you don't hesitate. You just know it's the right thing to do. Now, imagine treating your heart with that same care. Imagine drinking water, moving your body, watching your salt, checking your blood pressure. Not because it's something you have to do, but because it's part of your life. The truth is, heart disease doesn't happen overnight. It's built day by day with the choices we make. But the good news? Heart health is built the same way. How to build heart-healthy habits that last. Here's the secret. It's not about doing everything perfectly. It's about doing the right things consistently. 1. Start small. You don't need to change everything overnight. Start with one habit, like drinking a glass of water every morning. Master that, then add another. 2. Make it automatic. Attach it to something you already do. Drink water right after you brush your teeth. Take a walk after lunch every single day. 3. Set reminders. Use your phone, a sticky note on the fridge, or even a calendar. Little reminders build strong habits. 4. Track your progress. Write it down. Every day you drink enough water, mark it on your calendar. Every time you exercise, log it in a notebook. 5. Celebrate small wins. Did you hit your goal for a week? Treat yourself to something healthy. Recognize your progress. Common mistakes to avoid. Sometimes it's not about what you do, it's about what you don't do. Here are some common mistakes. Waiting for motivation. If you wait to feel like it, you'll be waiting forever. Start now, even if it's just a little. Quitting after one. Bad day. Missed your walk. Skipped a healthy meal. That's okay. Get back on track the next day. Doing it alone. Share your goals with friends or family. Having support makes the journey easier. Setting unrealistic goals. Start with small steps. Aim for progress, not perfection. Building your daily heart routine. Here's a simple routine you can start right now. Morning, drink a full glass of water and do light stretching. Midday, take a 20-minute walk. Afternoon, have a snack of nuts or a piece of fruit. No processed foods. Evening, measure your blood pressure if you have a monitor. Night, reflect on your progress. Write down one thing you did well. Do this not just once, but every single day. Because protecting your heart isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. And every step you take is a step toward a stronger, longer life. Now that you've built the habits, now that you understand the risks, you've armed yourself with knowledge and action. But there's one final thing I want you to know. One last message that ties everything together. In the final part, we're going to reflect on everything you've learned, on the small steps that make a massive difference, and on the promise of a stronger heart, one day at a time. Get ready, because the journey doesn't end here. It's just beginning.